Hey, and a very warm welcome to the Into the LightWeb Podcast with me, your hostess, Joanna Hunter, metaphysical teacher, spiritual life and business coach, published author, and the high priestess of the LightWeb, a spiritual technology that will change your life. This is the place to be to talk everything under the LightWeb, from consciousness, relationships, to money, to spiritual business, and everything in between. Hello, a warm welcome. We are live on Facebook, and somebody has just chosen this moment to call me. Let's put this phone on Do Not Disturb. Hello. A warm welcome. In today's transmission of light, we're going to do a little shorter one because unfortunately I have got a dentist appointment. Anyone else in the house hate the dentist? I am not a fan of going. My dentist is very nice, but I hate going. So, but I'm going to go and get my teeth checked. So that's at 3 o'clock. So I'm going to have to finish at 2:45. So it's a wee short one today. But what I've got for you is super juicy. So what you're going to need for today's transmission of light is you are going to need a pen and a piece of paper is what you're going to need. And you're going to need some, not mad math skills, but some math skills is what we're going to need today. Okay, so we're going to do a prediction for 2023. So I'm going to kick us off with 2023. So 2023 is a 7-year. So one of the really cool things is that the language of the universe is not English. The universe does not speak English. It speaks vibration and frequency. And because vibration and frequencies can all be brought down into numbers, the true universal language in the entire universe, not just for planet Earth, is numbers. And out of all of the languages on our planet, numbers were not made by mankind. They were discovered. So although we gave them the attributes of like 1 and 2 and 3, the actual numerical attributes that we gave to numbers is what we gave. But actually in nature, numbers were always there. They were always present. So if you're a little bit of a geek and geek out to stuff like this, like I do, then you want to check out things like the Fibonacci sequence, which is a sequence that underpins all of nature. So the Fibonacci sequence decides literally how leaves appear on a tree. So it's not random how leaves appear on a tree or how petals appear on a flower. They're all to this Fibonacci sequence, which is amazing. So a person called Fibonacci discovered this and named the sequence the Fibonacci sequence. So in nature, we've had this underlying language. So in the chaos of what we see as nature, for instance, we look at plants and trees and blades of grass and think, all of that stuff is just pure randomness. And actually, it can be further from the truth. It is got a divine order to it. And so numbers are very important, and numbers are they're very important in this world, but they also have a frequency. Each number has its own frequency. Now, I don't subscribe to traditional schools of numerology, lots of different types of schools in numerology, but all of the numerology that I do has been channeled through my spirit team, Skylar. So Skylar has channeled to me the frequency of each number and the feeling of each number and what things are associated with that number. So next year, if we add the 2 to the 0 to the 2 to the 3, we end up with a 7-year altogether. So we end up with a 7-year altogether. So we are going to see quite the year in 2023. I'm quite excited about this. Let me know if you identify as a multi-passionate person, because it's going to be our year. So let me know in the comments if you identify as a multi-passionate person. because we got a bit of an exciting year. So I'm seeing some people here on Facebook as well. I've got other people that hate the dentist as well. Oh, thank you. I'm glad I'm not. Safety in numbers. I'm glad I'm not alone here. So let me know if you are multi-passionate in the comments. So it's quite a few here. Holly saying yes. Jane saying yes. Gretchen saying yes. Max saying yes and oh yes and yes. Super multi-passionate. So sevens are a real mixed bag. Okay, so one of the things that we need to know about the number 7 is we got 7 chakras, 7 energy bodies. We have 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 continents, 7 seas. So if we look at all of the things, 7 planets in our solar system, 7 days of the week, all days are not created equally. Some are better, like the weekend, and all these things, right? So we know that there's diversity in the number 7. So those who thrive on diversity are going to thrive next year. It's going to be our year. So it is the year of the multi-passionate. The year of 7 is to the ancient Egyptians, it was the completion number. It was the number that signified that something was a completion. To Skylar, what Skylar teaches is that 7 is a completion within a cycle. So 7 days of the week can end, but the month continues. So with sevens, there's an idea of completion, but there's also this idea of continuation as well. So completion and continuation. So this will be a year that is a fabulous year if you have hobbies and you turn hobbies into businesses. So the continuation of the hobby, but the hobby in a new thing. So work finishes for you. So this is a great year to quit the day job. Coming into 2023 will be a great year for quitting day jobs. It will be a great pivot year, but the people who are going to thrive the most in 2023 are the multi-passionates, the people who can deal with a lot of things all at once. They can deal with a lot of different stuff. They can juggle between different talents, different skills, and things like that, because this year will come in with this frequency of a mixed bag. 7 seas, 7 continents means also that there is a real connection to nature with the number 7 as well. So 7 really connects in with nature. And if we look at nature, it's very diverse and it's a real mixed bag. So again, we can see the frequency of 7 in nature. So the queen of nature herself, Mother Nature, she's the one that if you live in Scotland and we experience 4, sometimes 7 seasons in one day, she's behind that, right? So experience a lot of different changes and things like that. And I want to talk about nature because I feel like there is going to be some big drama in nature for 2023. So you heard me say it. So I feel like there's going to be kind of big, hopefully not too rough on us humans, big events within nature and things like that as well. For as long as time has practically been here and as long as humans have had the discovery of numbers, the number 7 has been associated with luck. And with this association with luck, it also has an association with money, which is why in 2023, we are starting off the year strong with a money program. We're doing 3 really potent masterclasses in January of 2023. Now, luck is something that people think is this universal energy, that some people have luck, that some people don't have luck, that they believe that it's a random case of it's a random thing. Let me tell you that luck is not random. It's never been random. It is very structured and it is very organized. So here is my definition, or Skylar's definition of luck. Luck is readiness meets opportunity. Okay? What's a piece that you can What's the piece that you can control? It's readiness, right? So if you prep for things, even though you don't know how it's going to pan out, how it's going to sort out. So I'm going to give you an example of how you can generate and create your own luck. So me and my husband, we wanted to move house, and we had no deposit, nothing to move house into at that time. And I looked at my house and I thought, is everything going to be coming with me? And I thought, no. So I began clearing out my house. I began packing boxes. I began donating stuff. I began selling stuff. I made a really super cool deal with my kids, which honestly, if you have children, let me give you this absolutely amazing hack and they will love it. Go and get some boxes, shove some stuff in boxes, tell your kids to go and list it on Facebook Marketplace. They have to deal with all the messages, all the things, and whatever sells, they get 50% of the sale, and they have to hand you over the other 50%. That way you can raise the money for your movers, you can raise the money for additional moving costs and things like that, and you didn't have to do the work yourself. It is genius. So if you want to move, that's a really cool tip. So I got myself all ready for this move and everything. And then I had a friend whose house I absolutely adored. I loved her house, but she decided to emigrate to Australia and she was renting that house. And I said to her, oh my God, I would love to live in a house like this. And she said, I'll put in a good word for you with the landlady. And I said, honestly, I think this is a little bit financially out of our league. And she said, why didn't you just offer what you can afford? Which was by £125 a month less than what my friend was paying. So my friend put a good word in for us, said that she knew us personally. We'd been over to the house. We love the house as far as we're concerned. We are ready to move in. The landlady, the landlady then got in contact with me and I said to her, listen, do not be offended. We are not in a rush to move or anything like that, but I can only offer this and this is what I can comfortably pay in rent every month. To which the landlady completely and utterly surprised me and said, yep, let's do it. Because she said, I could have this property on 2 months market for 2 months sitting on the market earning me nothing, or I could take your lesser offer from a tenant that I've adored and a tenant that's giving me a good, saying that you are a great person. So I'm not going to get a better deal than that. So she took the deal. Because I was ready to move, I was able to move. So in this number 7, if we get ready like that, we can create our own luck and we can ride the luck, the additional luck that's in the ether of the 7. So whatever it is that you want to do, start acting as though it's going to happen and start sorting things out. So if you're wanting to move house in 2023, you got to start packing your shit and getting your stuff organized. If you want a new job, you have got to start getting your ducks lined up in a little row for making that transition. And you will be able to catch the trade winds of luck in 2023. So it's going to be really, really good. Obviously, it has this deep association with money as well. And a lot of money is one of my favorite things to teach on. I love teaching on all things in the metaphysics, but money is one of these topics for me that is like ultra juicy. And the reason why money is so juicy to me is the fact that we as human beings, we love to tie all sorts of stuff into money. We tie our self-worth into there. We tie whether we're enough into there. We tie how we feel about ourselves into there. Like we literally, if we can find another energy to mush together with money, we will do it. In 2023, one of the really, really important energies around your money, around your finances, is to be squeaky clean in the energy. Okay, so that means no more mushing other energies together with the energy of money. Money has to be just money. Now, because money is so mushed together and 7 is a completion number, this is a prediction that I have for next year, is that we may see certain financial institutions. I hope it's not going to be too terrible, but I do feel that there is going to be some certain financial institutions in deep shit. And we've already seen an exchange, a Bitcoin exchange or a cryptocurrency exchange literally go bye-bye recently. I feel like this is the effects of the 7 already applying into certain areas, because we're starting to see these 7 effects already. As the year is about to turn into the 7, we'll start to feel the effects of 7 more and more and more. And as we come up to the solstice, and that will be the pagan new year, as we come into that winter solstice and the winter moving, we're seeing more of the effects of the 7 already starting to kind of take root as it starts to root, and the effects of this current year kind of dying down, which was a 6 year this year. So we're moving into, so 6 years were all about moving from order, from chaos to order. And some people did that in reverse. In this year, they went from order to chaos. 7s are a more orderly number. They like to have a system, a plan. So 7 days of the week, they all know where the 7 days goes, the 7 continents, the 7 planets. There is a structure and an order behind the number 7 as well. So here comes the bit where I need you to get your bit of paper. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to put down on your bit of paper the day that you were born. So the date of the day that you were born, and then next to it to the month. And you're going to add up all of those numbers. And then you are going to add the 7 of 2023 to all of that. And you should get another number. Now you want to keep reducing that number until you get a 1 through to a 9 or 11. Because we keep the number 11 because it has a significant meaning within numerology. There's a duality to the 11, and 11 contains a mirror. So we keep the number 11. And so if you get 10, that would be a 1, because you would add the 1 and the 0 together. But if you get 11, you don't add the 1 and the 1 together. So yes, so the year that you add, not your year, not your birth year, you're going to add the year number 7 for 20. I knew you were going to be an 11, Mac. I knew that as soon as I said there's a mirror aspect, I was like, Mac's going to be an 11 in 2023. So what you're going to do, so if I am, so Jane's saying there's 3. So if anyone's not keeping up with this, what we do is you take your day. So I'm born on the 28th. So I take the 2 and the 8 and add them together, I'll get 10. Then I take my month, which is August. So I'm born in August, so it's the 8th month. I add that together, I get 18. And then if I add the 18 together, I get 9. And if I add the 9 with a 7, I get 25. And if I add the 2 and the 5 together, I get 7. So I'm having a 7 year and a 7 year. So perfect. So we are coming through. Okay. So next year, if you ended up, so if you've got 10, you end up as 1. So your year is 1. So if you're having a 1 year, 1s come in with the vibration and the frequency of new beginnings, new cycles, the beginning of something, the start of something. Because we have the 7 year next year and you're a 1 year in a 7 year, what you're going to feel is, if you are a 1 for next year, what you're going to feel is you're going to feel like an amplitude of the end and the beginning of cycles. Okay. So it's going to be a year where a lot of vulnerability is going to come up for you, because it always feels vulnerable when something is finishing and something new is beginning. But if you can walk and ride with that vulnerability, you're going to be golden. You're going to be absolutely golden in 2023. If you've done like the work, like for instance, be your own rescue work, or if you've done my LightWeb work or my Unity work, within that, that's going to help you and support you with the emotional intelligence to walk with the roller coaster of like, oh shit, this is finishing now and I don't know what comes next. Oh my God, I feel really vulnerable because I don't know what comes next. And then you'll be able to walk with that next step in there. So that is how the ones are going to be. So the ones are also going to have lots of opportunity because sevens come with tons and tons and tons of opportunity. So what you're going to find is that in 2023, you're going to find a lot more opportunity for you as well. So you're going to be able to capitalize on that opportunity, but only in a state of readiness. So try and get as many things ready, even if you can't see how the thing's going to complete. Trust the 7 year to help you see the thing through to completion. What I will say is that for the ones, they're probably going to face the biggest changes in next year, because in a 7 year, it's not the year to make drastic changes. Drastic changes will happen. They will happen on their own, but it's not the year we throw the baby out with the bathwater unless you're a one. You're allowed to throw the baby out with the bathwater if you're a one. Okay. So if your year has worked out to be a 2 year, then 2 with the 7. So the influence of the 7 on the 2s for 2023. So 2s are all about duality. They're all about mindfulness. Skylar teaches that the 2s are the number of mindfulness. 2 is where 2 can become 3. So 2 is also a space and an element of where all is possible. So with the influence of the 7s, you're going to have an influence of luck. If you were a 2 for 2023, there's going to be an influence of luck. But 2s are going to have a really difficult time if they are not multi-passionate. So if they're not multi-passionate, what you're going to find is 2s are going to really struggle in 2023 if there isn't this element of being able to be adaptable. Because, and there's an element to a 2, a personal 2 year, where we like to pick sides, okay? And there might be, in a 2 year for people, there might be family drama. Here's what my advice is. If you have a very drama mama family, your extended family like to suck you into things, number 7, know that things might actually come to a head in that year. And with the influence of the 2 is going to ask you to pick a side, and I'm going to ask you to not. Just in order for drama to continue to be a thing for you, you have to actually participate in it. If you choose not to participate in it, aka I choose not to feel the influence of my 2, then we can actually ride the wave instead of get sucked under by all the kind of stuff that comes up. So a 7 year is going to be, obviously it comes with that mixed bag. So family-wise, family is going to be very highlighted for the 2s. If your year in 2023 came out as a 3 year, a 3 year is what Skylar calls it's the universe's number, or spirit's number is what we often call a 3 here. So spirit's number with being 3 is you're going to find a heightened in 2023, you're going to find that your psychic gifts, your psychic abilities, if you are a 3 in the 7 year, you're going to find that your psychic gifts and psychic abilities are going to be heightened. And what this will probably create is a cascade effect of awakening effects. So I wish to tell you that awakening was this really beautiful, incredible thing where you just dry the sleep from your eyes and you see things wonderfully, but actually it's usually a little bit of a slugfest with your ego. Because the 7s have a mixed bag, what's going to happen is as a 3 that is already having this massive psychic influence from the 3, extra influence of the 7 in that 3 year for you, your personal year being 3, and then the year being 7, what's going to happen for you is that you're not going to just get one gift. There's going to be multiple gifts rising to the surface, multiple things coming up for you. So that may be a little bit crazy inducing, right? So that may feel a little bit like, oh my God, I feel a bit cray-cray. But now that I've told you, now you know what it is. So you don't need to feel crazy because you know what it is. You know that, oh, this is perhaps all of these gifts manifesting and things like that. You're going to have a deep sense of knowing in 2023, and you're just going to know stuff. And the best way to walk with that is just to fricking go with it. If you're struggling, then seek out a teacher. We have many such teachers inside our community. And of course, I do teaching on psychic abilities and things like that as well. So it is a year where your psychic abilities are going to be really, really high end. So moving on into the 4s. If you are a 4 in the 7 year, 4s are going to seek stability. This is going to be interesting. Stability in a mixed bag year. Yeah. So you're going to have to be flexible in your stability. You're going to seek stability. You're going to want to maybe put down roots. You're going to want to maybe like build a home, build a house, build a business. These are all really, really good things for a 4. But if it is not 4s who are a one-trick pony. If you are trying to be a one-trick pony 4 in the 7 year, you're going to struggle because the year itself is asking you to try lots of different things. It's going to try lots of, it's going to ask you to try, like, why don't you try this way? Why don't you try that way? Like, hey, let's put some flavor to this, right? So what we need is, we're going to find that 4s are going to do really well if they're willing to try a lot of stuff to build the things. So they're going to build stability, but you're going to thrive in this year if you're willing to try a little bit out of the box thinking. This 7 is a bit of a wild card. It's going to encourage you to think out the box. And as you're looking for that stability, as you're looking for that 4 walls, that stable energy, the 4s also relate to the angelic realms. They create the frequency of the angelic realms. The archangels come in on 444. So on that frequencies, those frequencies are really interesting and good. They're a good year for building stability, but at the same time, your stability is maybe not just, don't seek your stability. I think what I'm trying to say is, don't seek your stability to come from just one source, one place. You need to be willing to have it coming from multiple sources, multiple places. So that comes with income as well. So if you're seeking to create income as a 4 in 2023, it might actually be better to seek income from a couple of places, or 3 or 4 places, versus just one place. And I'm going to be this one-trick pony and then that's it. Because yeah, the 7's just going to want you to mix it up and make it a little bit different. Also as well, in 4s, there is going to be things that are going to come to an end, and some of those things might be stability, things that are stable. So moving into the 5s are going to be an interesting one. So 5s often come with an energy of unpredictability, but with the 7, it has a stabilizing effect. With the influence of the 7 on the 5 is very, very stabilizing, because the 7's walking no problems with a mixed bag. It's walking no problems with lots of different energies all at once, happening all at once. One world, 7 continents, one solar system, 7 planets, one Earth, 7 seas. So it's walking really, really well with lots of change, lots of differences. So Normally, fives can be a little bit of a kind of like sailing the seven seas kind of energy. But in 2023, the stability of the energy, the sevens will actually have a stabilizing effect on anybody who's going through fives. So fives is actually going to be a really, really great number for anybody wanting to build stability in a 7 year. So if you're wanting to build on something, you're wanting to create something, then it's going to be really, really good. The 5 influence with the 7 as well is going to have your creative powers are going to come to the forefront if you are a personal number 5 in the year of 2023. So you're going to feel a lot of that coming through, that creativity. And if you can really walk with that kind of mixed bag energy, it's going to be a year where potential thriving is going to unfold for you. And again, the 5 in itself is unpredictable. So the 5 is going to ask you to go with unusual things, go with different things, go with things that are not just run of the mill. It's totally worth trying something different in 2023 if you are 5. The 6 traditionally is all about moving from chaos into order. So we're taking a very chaotic vibration and making that into an orderly vibration. With the influence of the 7, that's going to disrupt the order to a certain degree, or it's going to amplify the order, because remember, the 7s have a very orderly feel to them as well, because they have 7 days of the week, and the Monday doesn't come before the Tuesday, it comes in the space it's in, and like that. And the same with the planets, they're very nicely lined up and ordered in our solar system. They're not higgledy-piggledy doing their own thing. They are actually in their own orbits, and they all are so far from the sun. Then we have so there is this underlying order, which will be really good for the 6s. So this will be any 6s that have got chaos. This next year will be the year to put things right and to put things into order. So if you've got tumultuous relationships, then the 7 year is going to be a great year to put your house in order, to put your relationships in order. It is a great year for putting your business in order, because obviously we've got the luck of the 7 as well. So putting your business in order as well. There might be a feeling within the 6 of like almost missing out, because 6 is not 7. So there might be this feeling of missing something. I'm going to tell you here and now, if you feel like that, know that you won't be missing anything. Okay. All is as it should be. There is that order. Just trust in the divine unfoldment, trust in the divine's got your back for 2023. So there might be this feeling of like, oh, I just missed the boat on this thing. Trust me when I tell you, you missed nothing, right? If you missed the boat on something, it was meant because it was literally, you weren't meant to be on the boat. And it's okay, because there's going to be a better boat coming. There's a better thing coming. The order is the prevalent thing. The order is the thing that's going to be amplified more than anything. So if you're having a 7 year in a 7 year, it is going to be an extremely lucky year for you, but also as well, everything about the 7s are going to be highlighted and expanded. So because you're having a 7 year in a 7 year, it means that you are going to be feeling the effects of the mixed bag. You're going to be feeling the effects of the amplification of 7, the feeling of you wanting to complete things. Your boundaries in 2023 might be what I call of the cut a bitch variety, because you're like done with the energy. You want to be done. You don't want to leave like a little door open or anything like that, because the 7 will say like, close the door, shut the door. Don't let that energy move forward. So it's going to be an interesting year for those that have the personal year of 7. Lots of luck, lots of opportunity next year as well, and lots of things kicking into high gear by July of this year as well, which is obviously the 7th month. So the next number we have is number 8. So this is a number that is all about balance, all about ebb and flow. According to Skylar teaches this number is all about where we learn the inhalation and the exhalation in harmony and unity, and we're bringing in the ebb and the flow. And so one of the things that's really important for 8s in 2023 is that they roll with the changes, that they're able to roll in ebb and flow. And because the 7 is going to come with this idea of the mixed bag, it's very, very important for the 8s to find the order so that they can get into a rhythm of ebb and flow. They can get into a rhythm of ebb and flow. So if you're coming out as an 8 number for 2023, then one of the big themes throughout your entire year is all about getting that work-life balance, the ebb and the flow balance, your energy balance, like anything in your life that can literally be balanced is going to be highlighted. The good news is you've got the luck of the 7 to help you balance that. So again, we make our own luck. When opportunity meets our readiness, it equals luck. So the more ready that you can be, the more that you can do for yourself in this year, the more luckier this year will be for you as well. So it'll be a really interesting year for 8s, because there's going to be this ebb and this flow. So you're going to feel like one minute you're like, I don't want to do nothing. Then the next minute you're going to be like, it's all systems go. So we're going to move between the duality of those two numbers. As you move into 9, so 9 itself is a completion number, 7 is a completion number within a cycle. So by God, you're like, if you have been writing your memoirs for the last 20 years, I would put money on it that next year is the year you finish. It is a great year for 9s to finish projects. So use the extra additional juju and energy to help you finish projects, help you to finish getting things done. That is really, really important for your year ahead. It is all about finishing things, but when we finish things, new energy starts. So it's going to be a year of real duality for 9s, because you're going to be finishing and starting new stuff. And then that's going to be like a theme throughout the whole thing. And you're going to get to the end of 2023 and think, I think all I did was finish and start stuff. Like, what happened to the bit in between? What happened to the bit in the middle? I was just finishing stuff and I was starting stuff. I was just finishing stuff and starting stuff. And that will take you through into 2024. If you are an 11 in 2023, so your number came out as the double ones, the 11s, you've got the duality of the double ones, we've got the mirror of the double ones, and we're going to see the reflection of the 7. So the reflection of the 7 can be into like the realms of what we call the shadow web. So the shadow web is where we're seeing the reflection of all the energies of the 7. So you might be seeing, what you'll find is that you will probably actually act as a very, very good reflector for other people. So this will be a year where others around you may be triggered, and they'll be triggered perhaps by your luck. They'll be triggered perhaps by your ability to complete and finish things. They'll be triggered by your ability to work with multiple disciplines and multiple things all at the same time. And you will be reflecting this kind of lack consciousness within others. And so this year is really, really important that you embrace abundance consciousness as you move into 2023. It's really, really important year for abundance consciousness for the 11s, that you really embrace that abundance consciousness and feel abundant on all levels. So that is my predictions for all of the numbers. Now we are going to create a little bit of a chart that you can sign up for and grab for free. It won't cost you anything. So I'll go into these numbers a little bit more on this chart. We're just getting it ready just now. So if you would like that chart, all you need to do is make sure you're on the Facebook page, the Be Magic group, and just put that you would like the chart. And they'll put the sign up link. The team will come along and put the sign up link in for you to grab it. The other thing that I want to tell you about is that we have got the Money Codes Masterclass. So it's 3 masterclasses all together. You can buy them individually or you can buy them together as a group. The normal price of these masterclasses will be $222 each, or $600 for all of them. Or you can buy them now pre-January. So if you buy them before January, because they will go live in January, these money code classes. The first class is called Breaking Poverty Consciousness, so breaking the poverty code. So what that is really understanding how lack works in relation to money, and understanding how we can actually step out of that lack into the abundance of money, into the abundance. So if you buy them individually, they'll cost you $111, or you can buy all 3 for $333. So what we'll do is we'll pop the link into the Facebook group for you if you're interested in that, or you can let us know in the comments here if you're interested, and we will get you the link for that as well. The Money Codes is the class that we're teaching. We're teaching it in 3 classes. They're going to be 2-hour classes, transmissions. If any of you's got my success codes were absolutely amazing. Like, even I still listen back to them because those transmissions were absolutely amazing. And teachings from Skylar. I know that these money codes are what's going to come through, and what's already coming through for these money codes is blowing my mind. So if you're really wanting to, and I think next year is going to be a year where money is going to be very much highlighted for a lot of people, and we can already feel the effects of that. I mean, that you don't even need to be psychic to predict that, because there's so much going on, cost of living crisis, lots of these things. So the money codes would be when you purchase the money codes, you'll get to come live if you can attend, and you'll get lifetime access to the replays. So you'll get those replays for life, and you'll be able to listen to them again and again, and they'll do an audio version for you as well. So you'll get the video version, and then you'll get an audio version that you can just pop on your phone and listen to as well. So yes, you will get a replay for the money codes. And if you buy one, they're $111 each, or you can buy all 3 for $333. And then next year, the price goes up to $222 each, or $600 for all of them. So now is the time to grab them and get the bargain. So I have got to jump off now because I've got the dentist. But I hope that you've enjoyed this transmission of light. I hope that it's given you some interesting information for 2023. I've got further predictions in the little document we're putting together. I've got further predictions. I think we're going to see big nature things next year. I think we're going to see collapse of some financial institutions next year. And I also think we're going to see a lot of things like things that have been there for felt like they've been there for forever and a day. I feel like some of those are going to be no more. They're going to they're done. But in wake of all that, there's going to be a lot of new stuff as well. There's going to be a lot of new things coming to fruition in 2023 for people as well. So it's an exciting year all round. I do feel, I don't want to jinx it, but I'm touching wood here. We've got the end of a cycle, the beginning and the beginning of a new cycle, but we've got an end of a cycle within a cycle. And I think COVID itself was a cycle, and I'm hoping that 2023 is going to see the back of that cycle. And I'm going to touch wood on that one, but I'm hoping that that's what we'll see. So But I will pop in a lot of these predictions into that document, and you'll be able to sign up for it and get it for free. So I will love you and leave you there. This is our last transmission of light before Christmas, and there won't be one next week because it'll be the holidays. So I want to just say thank you so much for coming on these, and I will speak to you guys soon. Take care. Bye now.